You have questions, we have answers. This is Jane Muller.
And this is Ken Muller. Welcome to our show, all about real estate with Ken and Jane. Today, we are joined in the studio by Lamia Hakim. She's the owner of New Jersey Air Pros, a local HVAC company. Lamia, big welcome to our show.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jane and Ken, for having me here today. I do appreciate that. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming out on a Sunday morning to talk about the HVAC.
Especially it's a busy season now.
Well, especially since we just came off that heat wave, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Last week, right? So we certainly you guys are in demand.
The phone was run off the hook.
Yes. Oh boy, yes. I mean, this is the HVAC business. It's more seasonal,
Yes.
Especially for the residential part. So yes, when it's very hot, we're very busy.
Yeah.
So share with us a little bit about your journey, how you got involved as an owner of this business and how that all started.
So my background is in business operations, customer relations, and community involvement. My current role is to run the operations at NJ Air Pros, like the day-to-day operations, and focus on reliable services, and at the same time run the business on the back scene efficiently. Over the years, I became very involved with the local business community throughout organizations such as East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce, Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, and currently me and Jen also, we are on East Brunswick Women Business Circle. That actually helped me understand more the challenges that small businesses go through. Especially when it comes to finding reliable services. When we started NJ Air Pros, we started with the goal to create a small company that centered around customer relations, because the goal is to have long-term customer relations with our customers, whether it's homeowners or businesses.
Yes.
I think we were able to do that. We built our customer base on customer care, in addition to the reliable services. We don't advertise. We depend on referrals from our residential customers and also from the businesses. So we service you today. You're happy with our service. You're happy with the way, with the communication and with the technician and the office. It's just the whole picture. You refer us to your neighbor tomorrow.
I have to say, right, that is definitely our model with the real estate too, right? It's a word of mouth. When you sell one house in one street and people are happy, they tell the neighbors, just like exactly the same business model. Like there's certain street, for example, like Wellington, that street, I may sold 7, 8 houses, one street, Tompkins 4 or 5, and a Flagler 6, 7, and Berkshire almost 8 or 9. So it's like the people just remember you.
Yes.
And this is kind of like the good circle of business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can, I mean, I read somewhere it says when you're advertising how much costs you to, to get a client, but it is once off.
But it's much more expensive to lose a client. You always want to retain. And I think your motto of emphasizing customer service, reliability, those are key mottos, core key things in any business. Models to follow, because
you know what? It's a core. It's a common sense. But how many people follow us, right?
Right.
That's really, I mean, you have to look at long term. I mean, my mom used to say, right, you treat people how you like to be treated.
Yes,
right?
That's very true.
So if we treat our client like our family, our friend, and you will see the warm welcome, the feedback from them. The people remember.
Right, you want to exceed the customer's expectations.
Yes,
that's the motto to strive for.
Absolutely, yes.
like in New Jersey, honestly, the industry, the HVAC industry is very big. So it's very competitive. So, and many companies can also provide you with quality work. But that's why we thought we want to be a little different. So let's work on that part, which is the customer relationship.
Yes.
And customer care. And definitely that is working for us. I could say that being able to service the central New Jersey community, whether it's homes or businesses, the relations we have with these businesses and homeowners actually is the best part of the journey. That's when you feel,
they're part of your extended family,
yes,
right?
yes.
You make a
lives.
difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
And people so nervous call you said, relax. This is okay. I'm under control.
And I noticed on your website you have a 24/7 phone number, so that means that you're readily available all days, all nights, holidays, whenever. If there's a true emergency, you guys have this, which is comforting if you're a customer to know that.
Yes.
Why don't you share with us your phone number?
732-823-4036.
Okay, great.
And yes, our website is njairpros.com.
Right, and you service Central Jersey, right?
Yes, we service Central Jersey, Middlesex County, part of Mercer, part of Monmouth.
Okay,
yes.
so pretty.
A lot of time, right? We're both business owners, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, even like you said, a lot of other providers provide good service too. This is very competitive the business for you and for me, right? Sometimes it's really the little extra make a huge difference. And I like the book, from good to great, right? It's just a little extra.
True.
A lot of time people will say, oh, how did you read my mind? Just little extra. In my business, for example, right, we had a big storm, right? We had a big storm. When I woke up in the morning, 6 o'clock, I said, oh my God, it was a big storm. Woke up to these branches everywhere. Immediately, I text my admin, right? Break them into 2 groups and check out the vacant house.
Yeah.
So by pretty much 8:39, I'm already reported owner. Everything's good. This is good. We're on our way, whatever. So the owner said, oh my God. Some owners said, the vacant home, obviously. Some owners said, you just read my mind. I was just thinking, oh my God, I should ask Jane what happened. Did she check? And some said, oh, I didn't even think of that. Thank you.
That's true.
That's what a good employee
extra.
does is they read their boss's minds, whether it be our bosses or your customers.
Client is
that's
our
why you
boss.
always love some of the admin because they read your mind. So before you have to remind them or tell them, they already have done the task.
They're done. Sometimes before I say it, they say done. That's what we. The thing is, right. What's pumped me think this way was a long, long time ago. That was before I just got into real estate. I was brand new. I didn't have experience, right? So we went to a cruise line, okay? And first time cruise line. So we got on the cruise, and the first day we have our dinner, right? First time you go in there. And I asked the waiter, I said, can I have hot water, lemon, and honey? Okay? Thank you. Gave it to me. Second day, I came. They asked me, would you like, honey, hot water, and lemon? I said, yes, please. The third day, that was a 14-day cruise, right? The third day, when we came in, I saw in the distance, I come in door, the waiter saw me, turned around and left. I thought, that's funny. They saw us come in, they left. And then when I sit on the table, the lemon and honey already on the table. The reason he left, he go and get hot water. He saw me. So that's really wowed me. I thought, my God, that's exceptional service.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can we learn as a business owner to adopt it to our job?
Yes.
That's really, something really, the older business owner there have to figure it out.
Very true.
Yeah, how
very
to
true.
how to mirror those same skills
Yes.
in your service and your customer relations. And,
And it's easier when you're a smaller business too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can.
So how do you measure your customer satisfaction? Do you give them a survey?
That's
and,
actually a good question. The job doesn't end when our relationship with the customer doesn't end when the job is done. Our office calls every customer next business day, except for holidays.
Sure.
We do follow up with a phone call, whether it's residential or commercial, ask a few questions, such as how was the service? Is your unit still heating or cooling? Did the technician answer all your questions? We ask also, did the technician leave the place as clean as when he went to
That's
do the
very important.
service?
That's extra service.
Yes, so many questions we ask, and the reason we ask the questions, of course, to follow up with the customer, to tell them that we still care, and at the same time, for us to measure. This is our how we measure our technicians because we're not there with them in the field,
and they're a reflection on you, on your company. So you want to,
Exactly. So this actually has helped us a lot in putting, to improve ourselves, and especially that we're there when the customers, they're stressed. We hear mostly from the customers when it's severe weather, changes.
Right.
So all of a sudden, like now, the heat wave came and people put their AC on and it's not working.
Right.
So they're already not feeling comfortable in their homes. They might have an elderly person living with them, or they have babies and they want to make sure that their AC is working. So they call, they're kind of stressed. They want you right away to schedule the appointment and go. So you really need to know how to deal with the customer and make them feel better, and make the whole experience smooth for them. And I think we do that most of the times. Sometimes it's out of our hand when we are booked totally, but our goal always is the customer.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's great. You know, a lot of time, right? This once again, it sets in the details, right? I mean, obviously, you have to do your job. You have to make sure your technical skill is there. That's a given. That's a junior. That's the basic.
That's the basic.
But after that, right? Whether you'll be there on time, you see what time you go. I know it's hard to control, but if certain circumstances change, say for example, if you're the third appointment, the first one really delayed, just let them know. Don't just dragging and,
and show up 2 hours out of the window or so. Most contractors have to have a window because you don't know how it's very difficult. That's your job, I guess, in the management and operations to schedule the appropriate windows because you kind of have to estimate.
That's a headache.
That's a headache, right? And then when the third customer, the fourth customer on the task list for that day may be delayed because of the jobs got more complicated.
It's always the first customer is the one that's on time for sure. Because they're first on the schedule. The call sometimes takes 10 minutes, sometimes half an hour, sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. So we do keep the customers in the know. We do update them. So when we schedule the appointment, we give them 2 hours window. But if we are going to be late, we do update them definitely.
That's really, and another details like you mentioned, right? Whether they keep the things clean. I often get a complaint from our client, right? These people leave a mess. Or they do compliment sometimes, call, say, hey, Jane, I just want you to know, the people you recommend is really good. They keep the place clean and it's really, very nice. So that's, once again, it's a whole package.
It's a whole package.
That's the experience.
It's being the cleanliness, the respectfulness of the technician going out there. Did he or she explain everything fully, the problem to the customer, and so they can understand it. So
I mean, definitely. Because we service commercial also customers, so we have a few customers that has a few locations, and just because of the way we're communicating with them, we got to know not only the owner but the property manager, the management, the employees. I know them by name. They call me. I know who's calling me. So that makes it a better experience. You get to know your customers. It's good to know your customers, especially the ones that you have a long relationship with them. The commercial customers, they need you not one time as residential.
It's going to be a long.
So they're needing you along, the way over the years. And it definitely makes it a better experience for them and for us.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these messages. Okay, welcome back to our show. We're joined today by Lamia Hakim. She's the owner of New Jersey Air Pros, a Central Jersey-based HVAC company. So welcome back, Lamia.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Hope you guys are staying cool on this Sunday.
Share your number again.
Yeah, share your number again.
732-823-4036.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so give you a call. You guys service both residential and commercial properties, right?
We do service both residential and commercial. Actually, on the commercial side, we service restaurants, hotels, motels, retail stores, etc.
It's pretty much, it's a big gamut.
That's
Yes.
the whole thing. Yeah,
It's whole your
just
department.
except warehouses. I guess you don't do industrial warehouses. That's the only.
Not
that's
industrial, but small warehouses.
a small
yes.
warehouse. So pretty much everything
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
commercial belt as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk more also about some of the challenges, the ongoing challenges that you face being a small business owner. And, why don't you share with us, some of the struggles you've overcame, maybe during the COVID period, and then what you face on a day-to-day basis, just keeping your business, ongoing and, upward going.
Yeah. So one of the challenges that we faced when we started NJ Air Pros was building visibility. As a new company, no one heard about your name before. Also because the HV industry is very competitive. There's too many companies in the state of New Jersey that service heating and cooling. So you really need to work on your name by making the customers trust you. So it's the service you provide, being consistent with your service, and the customer care is a big part of actually our operation. So we were able to have to create a customer base of returning customers. So that takes time.
Right. I was going to sorry to interrupt.
It doesn't happen overnight or over a few months. It does take time, but it does happen. It works. Another major issue that the HVAC industry have is actually shortage in the workforce. Finding skilled technicians. You can say it takes a long time to find skilled technicians. Sometimes we're waiting a year. We try, because we have certain things that we look for, because we're not looking only for their technical expertise, but we are looking for their personality and their ability to connect with our customers,
which is everything. Yeah.
So it is a real issue. Thankfully, our technicians, they have both techniques, like they're good with service, they're good with customer relations and care, and what do you want to do also is training.
Yes.
Even for customer care, there's special training that the technicians go through so they can learn, because the industry is very stressful. So I'm dealing with you when it's very cold outside, and your heat is not working and you're cold, or the opposite when it's very hot and the AC is not running.
Right.
So you're not feeling comfortable in your own home or on your own business. So you need also it's all the whole experience. Whoever answers the phone needs training. The technician, when he gets to the door, they go also through training. So we do focus on training, definitely.
Yeah, people are anxious. I think it goes with real estate too, whether it be if the furnace isn't working during the winter, the cold winter months, or the AC is not going. The people are panicky. They're anxious. They want to know when you're coming.
Look, I mean, I get calls from realtors the night before the closing because they discovered there's water that's leaking from the furnace. We get calls like that. So it's we know how stressful it is for other businesses too.
Or home inspection related issues.
Last year the weather was brutal. Luckily, touch wood, our home wasn't affected, because a lot of agents experiencing the bursting pipe and things like that. How we avoid it is not because we simply lucky. No, we make sure we check the vacant home at least twice a week. So during the bitter storm, 4 of the house vacant home we listed, actually the furnace shut. 3 of them permanently shut because they couldn't repair it, right? So the owner have to organize this replace. And one of them just registered was the problem was newer. So just change the battery, that would work. But can you imagine if we just lease your house under contract and leave to you, the full property would be bursted, can't close, would be emergency to you last minute. But thank God we found, we checked, because if you he's shut, if you check house every twice a week, it's still warm enough, the house wouldn't have a problem. So that's why it's very important for our business, your business, to care about the customer care. You have to think ahead. You have to think what's important for your client. You have to make sure take the worry away.
Yes,
make sure you're 2 steps ahead of the problem. So that's why they hire us, the expertise, right? That's what it is.
And the people don't have that experience. They're nervous. It might be the first time in 30 years that they're either selling the house or they have a problem with the furnace, and these are both big items.
That's
the furnace
right.
is a very
Absolutely.
important part of the home. It's one of the most big, other than the roof, what is the furnace is really one of the bigger ticket items.
That's true. It's a bigger ticket item that's hidden in a closet or in the basement.
And this is important. And I always tell my client, right, if the heat and HVAC is really old, may consider replacement, because it definitely add value when you put your house. You put a buyer at ease.
Yes.
So rather than go through that home inspection and then
or at least have the professional HVAC professional like Lamia's company service it or evaluate it and give the seller a rundown of what is it operable, is it functioning properly or not,
absolutely,
and give them a choice so that when the home inspection comes, they're not caught between a rock and a hard place. And
that's right.
Stuck with
that's
a big replacement cost.
Let's talk about the volunteer work you do.
We have to recognize you. You and Jane are both original members of the East Brunswick Chamber of Commerce, and you're actively involved in a lot of the outings, and which is great. And you're always there at the monthly breakfast meetings. I always look forward to speaking with you.
Yeah, so I started in 2017. So as Jane, when just the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce just started in September 2017. And at the time, it was only a few businesses.
Yes.
And it's great watching it grow today to over 300 businesses right now.
That was only 20-something, not even.
In the beginning, yes.
You guys were like, you could all introduce yourselves during the meetings because it was only like 10 people or so, right? And
yes,
then you grew.
things have changed.
And you were that time heading for that event committee, remember?
Yes.
We were part of it, but you guys do much more than me. And organize and grow the chamber is not easy. Like your business in the HVAC business, right? Take a time to grow.
Yes.
Same thing. You have to help the member to.
Yes.
And the most challenging part of the business is probably the initial part, getting those first customers, and then you can kind of piggyback off them because then you start getting referrals. But just getting developing that initial customer base.
True. Yeah,
is
the member too.
Is the hardest. And the members with the chamber likewise
That's
too.
Right.
Yes. So for the chamber, I served on a few things during the years.
A lot.
Including the event committee, membership committee, bylaws committee, charity committee, and vice president. And honestly, it helped me both professionally and personally. Because you are meeting other small business owners like you. You learn as you go. You learn from them. You learn from your experience. I even learned a lot from the bylaws committee. What I learned actually from the bylaws committee, I'm implementing right now on another committee that I'm on. So it also helps you with the leadership. You feel you are a better leader today than you were a few years ago. I do say that it doesn't have to be the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce if there is no chamber in your local town, but I do encourage small businesses to look and see what organizations are out there and definitely join, volunteer your time, and connect with other businesses. It does help along the way.
It does help from the business aspect. I know it's helped me a lot with doing the commercial real estate, connecting with some contractors and people that were looking for warehouse space and retail. But besides that, you also meet a great group of like-minded business owners that are all
and I could say that I made friendship.
Friends, and
Yeah,
you made that was the
right.
third. Yeah.
And I used to think that when you're older, you can't make friendship, but that's
Yeah.
not true.
You made a great. You guys have a very close group of friends. I see
Yes,
you guys
yes,
from
yes.
the original founders, right?
We enjoy our time
Yeah,
together.
we
you
do.
know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We chat. We help each other's business. If you have something you're going through, you come and talk to me. I help you with something that I went through, maybe similar, and give you an advice. So definitely, it's very important to network and to belong to a local organization. Yeah.
And give
Yeah.
back, to be honest, right? When you do something good, we're all busy. First of all, we're all busy with our own business. But by put some time aside, give back to the community, the feeling we got. Remember,
Yeah,
we went to the food bank?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, I was going to ask you to
feeling,
share with us some of the things that the volunteer committee that you did as when you were on the volunteer committee, just to share some of the great deeds.
We did volunteer at Replenish, which is the food pantry for Middlesex County.
Right.
We organized a few people that we went together, and we put sort food and put food away. It feels like we're all one community. You feel that tightened, like, you know, it gives you also a very beautiful feeling because you're helping out. So volunteering is not only for your business, you volunteer for yourself.
For your heart, yeah.
Yes,
it's good
definitely.
to give. Yeah, we've connected with Aldersgate through the chamber, and we've donated some clothes. Maria had a lot of nice dresses that she outgrew, even her confirmation dress that she wanted to voluntarily give. So she washed and ironed everything. We brought it over there, and we continue to give to them. That's a great cause because it goes to their thrift shop, and they can in turn sell it and get profits.
Yes, they're definitely a
We've
great
donated
organization.
umbrellas to them that they needed. So yeah, a lot of things. So giving is great. Well, Lamia, thank you so much for being our guest. We are out of time. Please once again share your phone number with our listeners.
732-823-4036.
Okay, great. Thanks again. We hope you guys enjoy this Memorial Day weekend and stay safe. We'll see you next weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for coming here. Yeah.